I used to be in a tax resolution industry, and it's where I met the owner of Red Rock Roofing. He left the resolution industry a little bit earlier than I did. When you start realizing that you're not sleeping as well as you should at night, you're not helping people the way that you really want to be, you start to kind of think about the what ifs and what's the next step.
Andy Taylor is a senior project manager at Red Rock Roofing, has spent nearly 7 years leading projects, growing teams, and helping countless homeowners in Boulder, Colorado.
I obviously started from the bottom and start by running projects. And do I stay here forever, or do I, make the jump to being not only more successful, but in the light of where you should be and truly helping people is good stuff. When my day came, I got the opportunity to be a senior project manager, and from there, sky's the limit.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Van Ornum and another edition of Scaling Up Success. Today I have Andy Taylor with Red Rock Roofing. Andy, how are you, my friend?
I am doing amazing, man. Life is good. I am just blessed to be here.
Man, we were just talking about this before we started, but man, you have the amazing view that you got going on right now. Where are you at?
I'm in Boulder, Colorado, right by the South Boulder Rec Center. We are directly underneath the Flatirons here, and I'm right by the high school and, again, the rec center. It's a great place to be able to stop and come out to a bench and be able to visit with you.
What a beautiful, beautiful background to have this conversation, because you are in the roofing business, absolutely crushing life. Love what you're doing out there, man. So tell me a little bit about Red Rock Roofing and how'd you get your start in it?
Well, I used to be in a tax resolution industry, and it's where I met the owner of Red Rock Roofing. He left the resolution industry a little bit earlier than I did. I kind of stuck around. When you're stuck in something, you're making good money, you don't necessarily want to leave. When you start realizing, though, that you're not sleeping as well as you should at night, and you're not helping people the way that you really want to be helping people in life, you start to kind of think about the what ifs and what's the next step. Do I stay here forever, or do I make the jump to being not only more successful, but in the light of where you should be and truly helping people it's good stuff.
Well, that is really cool. So how long have you been with Red Rock?
I've been doing this almost 7 years now. And I obviously started from the bottom, had to start by running projects and managing jobs, canvassing and knocking doors and creating business. And, when my day came, I got the opportunity to be a senior project manager. And from there, sky's the limits.
Love it, man. And you're doing big things. I love what you guys are doing up there in the Denver area. You guys are doing amazing work. So you've been in it for 7 years now, man. I'm telling you, like, I know from the real estate side, the roofing industry has changed a lot in that time. So like, what industry changes have you been a part of that you've seen?
We see a lot of changes in insurance. It's still tear a roof off and, make sure everything is up to code, and then put a roof on, make sure that we're doing everything up to the standards of manufacturers and whatnot. But when you're dealing with 80% of insurance after a storm, that's really where you can kind of see the differences. No insurance company is exactly the same. Although they kind of all operate on the same parameters, they're just different. Whether it's the way that they draw a 10 by 10 square on a roof, or the way they hire an outside source, a third party, to come and do the adjustment, whether they bring their office to the site and write the estimate right there in front of you. It's a game that you have to play every single day.
Man, that's such a valuable thing in so many different, like whether it's in your industry or so many other people's industries, just understanding how to kind of be flexible with the opportunities that you're facing on that daily basis, right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Very cool. What are you most proud of in your journey into your career that you're in right now?
Well, obviously the aspect of actually helping people is a big piece for me. Being in a lot of different industries where you're just trying to make money, whether you're in sales or retail or, the restaurant industry, whatnot, I believe that when you can sit down in front of somebody and they can look you in the eye, see your heart, that's a big way to spend your day. And I work a lot of hours during the day. I think my biggest accomplishment on this is, going through the ranks, starting from the very bottom and then making my way up to where I am now. Being successful should be everyone's goal, but when you get to be successful, you've got to always be learning. You've got to always be trying to get to the next level, always have higher and better goals that kind of get you to where you really want to be. Stagnant in life is not good.
Man, I love that. I love that. Complacency is the killer of all business, right? Just
Absolutely.
because like a lot of people, they get to a certain level and they feel like I can coast from here. And what usually happens is, oh, if I'm just staying at this level, they actually start regressing.
It's true.
So, I mean, I see you out and about all the time doing all kinds of amazing projects, making great connections. What are some of the unexpected opportunities that you've had since being a part of Red Rock?
A couple of years ago, I found my faith again. And that was really big. When you do as big a things as Red Rock is doing, a lot of the times it comes with stress in this area, stress in that way, problems. And when you have, something to really know backs you up and you can kind of give that to them and just strive further instead of having to worry about what's going on behind you. That's been really one of the most unexpected things. And I probably never would have done so if I hadn't gotten into roofing. So we are a Christian-based faith company, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing.
That's awesome, man. I love hearing that. And just that value set, it's great to be able to know that you have those people within your company that have your back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's been amazing to have those that you can fall on and those that can depend on you.
Awesome. So what strategies or habits have been so critical for your success in what you've been doing?
Funny, you may have heard this, you may not have heard this, but a lot of the times, I work a very long day, and then at the end of the day, I'm exhausted, but I still have sometimes an hour of paperwork to do. I find that one of the best strategies is to fill out your calendar and then get your sleep and wake up nice and early and then really accomplish so much more. Because when you're exhausted at the end of the day, you make mistakes. You don't think exactly correctly the way that you should. And a lot of the times you're just trying to force through it versus in the morning, you get up, you have your coffee, you get into your emails, you start working, you start setting a little bit more of your calendar before you know it, your day is full and you're able to just go through the way things should. And then obviously, again, at the end of a long day, you've got a bunch of emails that you weren't able to address, whether you're on roofs, doing inspections, sitting in homes with people doing demonstrations, signing contracts, filing claims, all of that. I just find you also have to have time for your family.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a big part of it as well. So I like to, never put off today never put off for tomorrow what you can do. But if you're exhausted, it's sometimes not the best time to do some of that stuff.
How do you manage that with, I mean, I don't really think of it this way, but like some people call that work-life balance. Like I feel like it's almost like a pendulum swing. Like for me, that's just my personal point of view. Like if I'm with my kids, like I'm giving them everything I can. I'm being present. But like, do you feel like there's a way to have a good work-life balance?
Yeah, I think it's really important to be in the moment, especially when it calls for it. But when it's go time, it's go time.
Yeah.
When we get a storm, I am blessed to have a wife that understands that when the storm hits, I'm gonna go 110%. But she also knows that when it's time to back off and give her that presence, that I'm gonna be there for her.
Man, that I love that, dude. And then just being 100%, or like whatever you can give during that time to your people, whether it's at the work side or on the family side, you're doing everything you can, and you're a good man because of it. Appreciate what you've been doing with everything, Andy. Good job, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Man, I kind of touched on this a little bit, but you probably remember this back in the day, the T-lock shingles, how far has the industry came?
Industry's come a long way. T-lock, one of the best shingles ever made. you'll you'll notice that there are still T-locks out there. Like Longmont still has a ton of them. Colorado Springs still has a few out there as well. Pueblo has a ton of
Yeah.
T-lock. It was kind of a shingle they made too well, but now the T-lock has what's called the one and done. Because you can't replace a shingle on a T-lock, you can't do a repair for that. If there's a shingle that's been ripped off due to wind or something's happened where part of the roof is gone, you get insurance involved, they have to replace it. Again, it's called the one and done. So I love when I see a T-lock and it's in great shape, but I love it even more when it's missing one shingle.
I love that, my friend.
That's just being honest with you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody's got business to handle, my friend. So with the current economic status and the socioeconomic environment that's happening right now, like how has that impacted your business, man? Like the changes in, like the industry, the changes in like our economy. How's it affecting the roofing industry?
So where we see it mostly affecting is deductibles that are changing. Someone that's grandfathered in and they haven't filed a claim in however long, and they still have $1,000, even $2,000. Every now and again, you'll see a $500 deductible, but so many deductibles now are, 5,000 or 1% or even a 2% deductible. And then a lot of the times, even just to kind of weather the storm, no pun intended, but you've got to take a lower principal, which gives you a higher deductible, which most people aren't expecting they're going to get hit with a storm. And then they do and realize they're paying for, 70, 75% plus percent of their roof out of pocket. And that can really hurt. So when I am advising anybody on insurance, I always say, like, I understand when you need to save a few bucks every month. Maybe save a few bucks on the Starbucks. Save a few bucks on the smokes, save a few bucks on that one night eating out a week, and make sure that your premium is not too low that you can get a decent deductible, because you have that opportunity to choose in most cases. 2% deductible, you're kind of maybe looking for a different company to have a lower. Everybody needs insurance. That's a must. And if you don't have insurance, you're going to feel it sooner or later. Insurance, man. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's like the evil.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So shout out to all our insurance agents out there.
Absolutely.
Not trying to hate on you.
I have a lot that I work with.
So what's next for Red Rock Roofing coming up, man? Where are you guys looking to grow?
We've just we've moved a few guys through the process, and we've got a few more senior associates here in the company. So we are growing, which is really nice to see, because if you're going to get to the next level, you've got to grow. You can't expect just a few guys to be able to take the company to the next, millions and millions of dollars of business. And if we get the largest hailstorm that we ever have, we need guys to be able to, help customers. Although I'm able to help a ton of people, I want to make sure everybody in my company is successful. And with that, it takes a village to make it all work. So that's essentially it. Next steps. That's a good one. Now, you're always doing more marketing to make sure that you're getting out there and getting known. So we have a radio commercial that we do for, I believe, Thanksgiving, for Halloween, for Christmas. I think there's one playing out there right now. I think it's KYGO and a couple other of the sports stations as well. My owner's a big sports guy, big Nuggets fan, big Broncos fan. They love the Avs and everybody.
Sounds like you got a bunch of stuff already happening and just continued growth, man. I'm all about it, man. I love seeing you guys grow.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So before we sign off on this podcast today, like if you could summarize your journey in where your trajectory has gone, what would that be?
I'm doing something that I love. So I'm just happy for the opportunity and for the people behind me supporting me.
Love that.
The roofing industry provides a lot, and it's helped a lot of guys to be successful, get out of trouble, buy homes, have kids. So I'm just blessed to be here doing what I do, and I again, I'm just grateful for everything that's come my way, everything that I have, and just, meeting people like yourself, and having people that want to spend time with me and allow me to do what I do best, which is, for lack of a better term, get out there and crush.
Well, Andy Taylor, you're a heck of a roofing contractor and even better of a person and a man. Certainly appreciate your time today. And all of your socials and all of your tags and everything are tagged down below in this video. Thank you so much for coming on the Scaling Up Success podcast today. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, Ryan, thank you again, and I appreciate it. I hope to come in and sit with you again and do this again soon.
Absolutely. Enjoy your day. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, take care, Ryan. I appreciate you, brother.